What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Week 11 in the NFL, and I've got my favorite plays. But let's do a little recap of Thursday. We started the week off in the green, picking the Patriots on the money line, and Drake May to go over on his passing yards. Let's go. Let's keep making that money and keep her moving. First game of our Sunday morning is going to be the final overseas matchup. And I think this one's in Madrid. We've got the Washington Commanders taking on the Miami Dolphins. And it finally seems like the Dolphins are figuring things out on offense. But they aren't consistent, which is kind of sketchy. But the Commanders struggle on offense with injuries, and their defense is struggling. So hopefully the good Dolphins show up and get us the win. Dolphins money line. Let's go. Next, we've got the Packers heading to New Jersey to take on them Giants. The Packers are another inconsistent team. One week they do good, the next week they do bad. Hopefully the good Green Bay Packers show up because we're taking them on the money line. Next, we've got the Texans heading to Tennessee to take on the Titans. With the Texans having the number one scoring defense and the Titans having one of the worst scoring offenses, I'm going to stick with the Texans to win the game. Next, we've got the Panthers heading to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. This is a tough pick because this is another inconsistent team in the Atlanta Falcons. One week they do well, another week they don't show up. And the Panthers are a sneaky good team, but the one thing is Bryce Young against the blitz has under a 50% pass completion rating. So, and the Falcons love to pressure the quarterback with the blitz. So that being said, I'm going to take the Falcons for the win. Next, we've got the Bears heading to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. This is a rematch. The first time these two teams played this year, the Vikings came out with a game-winning touchdown, game-winning score or drive down the field at the end of the game to seal it. Honestly, I think the Bears are gonna make some corrections, and they're figuring things out. So we're gonna take them for the win. And then we've got the Chargers heading to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Chargers look like a great team as a whole, and the Jags seem to struggle on offense. Their special team does a lot more scoring than their offense does, and that's a scary thing. So we're going to stick with the Chargers for the win. Let's go, Bolts. And then one of the best matchups of the weekend, we've got the Bucks taking on the Bills. With the Bills coming off of a tough loss, and the Bucks also coming off of a tough loss, who's going to bounce back? On this one, I'm going to go with the Bucks. And my key thing is I looked at common opponents, and one common opponent that sticks out is the Patriots. They're a really good team this year, and both the Bills and the Bucks lost to them. But the Buccaneers scored more points. So, and I think Baker Mayfield's on a hotter swing right now than Josh Allen. So, that being said, we're going to take the Bucks for the win. I know, shocker, right? But that's my pick. Next, we've got the 49ers heading to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. All I got to say is this is the return of Brock Purdy and Ricky Parcell. So we're going to stick with the 49ers to win the game. And then we've got the Seahawks against the Rams. This is arguably the best matchup of the weekend. There's two games that are matching up about the same, but this is a great matchup. Both these teams are 7-2. Both these teams are coming off wins. But who can stay on the hot streak? I'm going to back the Seahawks on this one. I know, scary, but I'm trying to pick the underdogs. This is the weekend for the underdogs, I think. So that's what we're going to say. And then we've got the Old Man Bowl, the Bengay Bowl, whatever you want to call it. The Cincinnati Bengals heading to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. This is another matchup where these two teams have already played once. I think the first matchup, the Bengals won barely, if I remember correctly, and with the Steelers coming off of a loss, um, Mike Tomlin doesn't like to lose twice in a row, especially twice in a row. So we're gonna stick with the Steelers to come out with the win. And then we've got the Chiefs heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. Short and sweet. Both of these guys are divisional rivals, but no Raiders or no Chiefs. Go Raiders. Broncos for the win. And then we've got the Ravens heading to Cleveland to take on the Browns. With the Browns on a 3-game losing streak, I think we're going to stick with the Ravens to get back to 500. So Ravens for the win. And then we've got the Sunday night matchup, the awesome Sunday night matchup, Lions, Eagles in Philadelphia. This is a great pick by the NFL to put this one on Sunday night. All eyes are going to be on them in the primetime matchup. Eagles being the defending Super Bowl champs. Both these teams are rocking, but I'm going to have to pick the Lions on this one. Lions, money line, let's go. Told you, picking the underdogs this week. And then finally, the Monday night game, we've got the Cowboys heading to Las Vegas to take on our Raiders, baby. Let's go. Please just win, baby. Just win. It's the Cowboys. We can do this. We can pull out this win. Raiders for the win. Let's go. Those are my money line picks. That's my predictions on who I think is going to win and lose this week's games. We started Thursday off with a bang. Let's keep her rolling, and maybe we can break out that broom. Hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know who you think's going to win. And as always, let's go Raiders.